Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the left side of the formation as the adjutant gives adjutant's call.
Sound attention! Sound adjutant's call. Sound remit on.
Ladies and gentlemen, moving into position is the commander of troops for today's ceremony, Major Brian Hernandez.
Sound order arms and parade rest.
Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and distinguished guests. The officers, non-commissioned officers, and the troopers of the 1st Attack would like to welcome you to today's change of command ceremony. The reviewing officer for today's ceremony is the 1st Air Cavalry Brigade Commander, Colonel Reggie Barker. The units present for today's ceremony from left to right are the 1st Cavalry Division Band, Night Riders Company, Avengers Company, Reapers Company, the 1st of the 227th Attack Battalion's Color Guard, Vampires Company, Bone Crushers Company, Dark Horse Company, and Godfather Company.
Sound off. Sound off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the tradition of sound off is said to have originated in the time of the Crusades. Troops, offering themselves for holy out, were drawn up in a long formation and the band countermarched before those chosen to serve. In the Army, sound off has been handed down as a ceremonial tradition. The 1st Cavalry Division Band was constituted a band of the 2nd Cavalry on March 3rd, 1855. Organized at Camp Verde, Texas in 1856, it participated in the War against Comanche. Redesignated in 1856, the band campaigned in the Civil War with President Bull Run and Canton, Chancellorsville, Gettysburg, Wilderness, Bull Harbor, and Appomattox. The unit disbanded in 1866 and reorganized its camp in Washington, D.C. in 1869. The band participated in the Indian War against the Sioux, Cheyenne, Ute, and Apache, as well as General Pershing's fugitive expedition in New Mexico in 1916. The band evolved into its modern form on June 3rd, 1945. It was formed with the battle-scarred remains of 3 regimental bands: the 5th Cavalry Regimental Band, the 7th Cavalry Regimental Band, and the 1st Cavalry Division Artillery Band. Stationed in Japan, this new band was present from World War II through the Korean War. Serving at several different posts, the band enhanced morale and promoted American popular music to both U.S. troops and the Japanese during post-war occupations. Since World War II, the 1st team band participated in the war efforts in Korea and Vietnam, as well as Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and during Operation Joint Forward in Bosnia. The band also deployed the division to Germany for Quarter 83 and Quarter 87. While serving with Task Force Eagle, the 1st team band helped boost division morale during the holiday season, as well as spread goodwill throughout the civilian community. The band participated with the 1st Cavalry Division during Operation Iraqi Freedom 2, Operation Iraqi Freedom 06 to 08, Operation Iraqi Freedom 09 to 10, Operation Enduring Freedom 11 to 12, and Operation Freedom Sentinel. Presently, the 1st Team Band is a modern professional organization ready and equipped to perform a multitude of configurations, from soloists to formal concert in support of a wide variety of events. The band's modern-day in special events. To enhance community relations through participation in local community events. And to enhance U.S. Army recruitment. Today, the 1st Brigade continues to promote the traditions and spirit of the cavalry wherever it performs. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as the first attack chaplain, Chaplain Oscar Jansby, gives the invocation.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day, that we can stand before you. On this day, we ask for your presence with us, as the command of 227th Attack Battalion is handed over. We come to you because this peaceful exchange of command reminds us of the freedom that we have as Americans, the freedom that have provided and that you allow. We thank you for the faithful service rendered by Lieutenant Colonel Jason D. James during his time in command of 1227. Thank you for all that he has done for the battalion and for the army. We pray that you continue to be with him and his family in the days ahead as they shift their focus and energies to other things. We know, though, that Lieutenant Colonel James's commitment to the Army and to the United States will not change, and we thank you for this. We ask that you be with Lieutenant Colonel Michael Pearce as he assumes command today. Bless him and his family as they seek to be an inspiration to the soldiers and families of the battalion. Strengthen Lieutenant Colonel Pearce, encourage him, and empower him to command as you would have him command. Yes, we pray in your precious and holy name. Amen.
Please be seated. The presentation of roses is a long-standing cavalry tradition. Red roses for the outgoing battalion commander's spouse signify the bonds of loyalty and affection between the unit and Mrs. Kristen James for a full and rewarding relationship. Congratulations for a job well done, and to symbolize our sorrow at the James' departure from the attack family. Today, Mrs. Kristen James is presenting a basket of carrots as a token of appreciation to the horse cavalry detachment. The roses are delivered by Sergeant First Class Hannibal riding Diablo. Specialist Otis Beck is now presenting the traditional cavalry bouquet of red roses to Mrs. Kristen James, spouse of the outgoing First Attack Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Jason James. A single red rose is also being presented to his daughter, Miss Ariana James. And a gift is being presented to his sons, Mr. Thomas and Nathaniel James. The traditional bouquet of yellow roses is a token of a cavalry trooper's devotion and an expression of undying friendship. Yellow roses also symbolize a warm welcome from the troopers and bandits to the first attack. Private Raspberry is now presenting a bouquet of yellow roses to Miss April Pearce, spouse of the incoming First Attack Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Pearce. Additional bouquets are being presented to his daughter, Miss Teray Pearce, and his mother. A gift is being presented to his sons, Mr. Gavin and Jacob Pearce, and his father. Grouping the lines is a tradition which allows the commander to evaluate his troopers and determine their readiness for battle. It also allows the troopers to view their commander in their last inspection of the troops. First of February, 1963, the Army began to gather helicopters into the 11th Air Assault Division to test the air management concept, and the 31st Transportation Company was redesignated as the 227th Assault Helicopter Battalion. In June 1965, the 11th Air Assault Division was joined with the 2nd Infantry Division. Shortly thereafter, the division exchanged colors with the 1st Cavalry Division. On the 1st of August, 1965, the 1st Cavalry Division was sent to Vietnam. The battalion participated in 14 campaigns and received 7 decorations during its 7 years of duty in Vietnam. On return from Vietnam, the 227th Aviation Battalion was inactivated on 19 November 1974 at Fort Hood, Texas. After a brief reactivation from 21 May 1978 until 30 September 1983, it was redesignated as 1st Battalion, 227th Aviation Regiment. The battalion conducted a raid as part of the 1st Cavalry Division's deception plan to throw our Iraqi forces off guard. 2nd June 1998, after years of testing and preparation, 1st of the 227th began to field the most advanced attack helicopter ever built, the AH-64 Delta Longbow. The 1st of the 227th was called upon once again on 14 February 2003 to fight the sport of global war on terrorism. Since the initial invasion of Iraq, the battalion has conducted 4 deployments to support Operation Iraqi Freedom and 2 deployments to Operation Enduring Freedom. 3 July 2018, 1st of the 227th returned from a 9-month deployment in support of Operation Atlantic Resolve in the European Area of Operations Theater. The battalion's Grade Eagle Company, Fox 227th Godfather, redeployed in March 2019 from Kuwait and Iraq in support of Operation Spartan Shield and Operation Air Resolve. On the 8th of July 2022, 1st of the 227th returned from a 9-month deployment to support Operation Inherent Resolve and Operation Enduring Freedom in the Central Command Area of Operations, focusing on counterinsurgencies and counter-engagement operations. More recently, on the 4th of July 2022, 1st of the 227th Attack Battalion returned from a 9-month deployment to support Operation Inherent Resolve in the Central Command Area of Operations. For more than 2 centuries, the Stars and Stripes has been the banner under which Americans have lived, fought, and died. More than a mere symbol, the flag is the embodiment of our government, people, ideals, and values. Thus, as the flag is presented to the reviewing officer, respected page of the nation.
Present command.
Please be seated.
Sound order arms and parade rest.
The passing of the colors is a time-honored tradition, signifying a responsibility associated with the command. In this ceremonial tradition, the Command Sergeant Major, representing the backbone of the battalion, passes the colors to the outgoing commander. The outgoing commander then passes the colors to the senior commander, signifying the return of the responsibility of which he was entrusted upon assuming command. The senior commander passes the colors to the incoming commander, demonstrating his confidence in the commander's ability to handle the responsibility of command and maintain the bed of the unit, which is disciplined and trained in the basics of soldiering. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Jason James relinquishes command of the 1st Attack Battalion, 227th Aviation Regiment, 1st Air Cavalry Brigade, 1st Cavalry Division. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-5 alpha, the undersigned assumes the command of the 1st Attack Battalion, 227th Aviation Regiment, 1st Cavalry Division, Fort Hood, Texas. Effective the 22nd day of July, 2022, signed, Michael Pearce, Lieutenant Colonel, Aviation, Commanding.
Good afternoon, Major General and Mrs. Richardson, Command Sergeant Major Monday, Brigadier General Carpenter, distinguished guests, First Attack troopers on the field, and friends and family of First Attack. Thank you for attending today's change of command ceremony where we farewell one commander, Lieutenant Colonel Jason James, and welcome another in Lieutenant Colonel Mike Pearce. First and foremost, troopers on the field, just shake it out a little bit. It's pretty hot out there, so just take a second, just shake it out. Go ahead, you can do it. You shake it out, move your legs. Next, I'd like to extend a special welcome really to the family members joining us here today. On Jason's side, we welcome his wife, Kristen, and their children, Thomas, Nate, and Ariana. On my side, we welcome his wife, April, their 3 children, Gavin, Teray, and Jacob, and also extend a special welcome to Mike's parents, Ed and Annette Pearce, who joined us here from New York. Thanks for coming. Our calling in the Army is truly a family affair and an endeavor, and your presence here makes today all the more special event. The truth is that Jason and Mike simply could not have done what they do at the level they do it for as long as they've done it without your love and support. So thank you and welcome. I'd like to do a quick thanks to the 1st Cat Division Band and of course the Horse Detachment and then the 1st Attack Color Guard standing out here. You all look great and as usual make these ceremonies all the more special, one of a kind in the Army. As it is during these types of ceremonies, today's bittersweet. We farewell an experienced and caring command team and welcome another. First Attack troopers were fortunate to have Lieutenant Colonel Jason James at the helm for the last 2 years. Jason, or JJ, joined this team of professionals just as COVID-19 restrictions were at their peak in the summer of 2020, and he led them through every variation of COVID restrictions while accomplishing every mission this brigade, 1st Cavalry Division, and while deployed, the CENTCOM commander asked of them. Under Jason's leadership, this battalion quickly reset from their deployment to CENTCOM in 2020, trained relentlessly with 1 gunnery per quarter, executed an exceptionally successful NTC rotation in May 2021, turned back to Fort Hood, and got back on the boat to go back to CENTCOM. First Attack's recent deployment that just ended a few weeks ago was extremely successful. They executed several kinetic combat operations over 9 months, and they just returned to Fort Hood, as I said, and most importantly, bringing every trooper home safely. The First Attack team has done all of this while flying and training more than any attack battalion or Gray Eagle company in the Army, while maintaining their fleet at exceptionally high levels of readiness. Simply put, First Attack has turned in a magnificent performance by all measures. And at the core of it was Lieutenant Colonel James' calm, steady leadership, leading by example with tactical expertise and really an unmatched ability to build a cohesive team. He inspired this team to achieve their best. JJ, thank you for your steadfast leadership of this storied attack battalion. As iron sharpens iron, you made them better, and I know they left their mark on you. Well done. And I'd be remiss if I did not mention Lieutenant Colonel James' steadfast family who stands with him, Kristen, Thomas, Nate, and Ariana. You've made the Warriors' journey with him, and Kristen, I want to thank you publicly for your support as the SFRG leader and for your exceptional volunteer efforts here at Fort Hood and in the community. You absolutely made a positive and lasting impact, and thank you for embracing these families as your own. Karen and I thank you for being such a great teammate and volunteer. And Mike and April, welcome back to the first team in the Air Cav. We're absolutely thrilled to have you on board, and for everyone here, Lieutenant Colonel Mike Pearce is an experienced aviation leader, senior Army aviator who has led at every level within air cavalry and attack aviation units over the last 17 plus years. He's no stranger to Fort Hood and the first team, having served as an attack platoon leader and attack company commander here. He possesses a wealth of leadership experience in aviation operations, and frankly is a perfect fit for First Attack at this moment in time. Mike, we're fortunate to have you and April back with us in the Air Cavalry and on the first team. Welcome home. In closing, I want to recognize again as we started the First Attack troopers you see standing on the field today, the vast majority of whom just returned from their deployment to CENTCOM. They are the bulwark of our nation and of freedom-loving people everywhere. May God bless each and every one of them and their families as they continue to train and remain ready to execute our nation's business whenever called. It remains the signal honor of my life to remain associated with such great Americans. Air Cav, first team, God bless the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing commander of the 1st Attack Battalion, 227th Aviation Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Jason James.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Jason James, and I am a Rebel Cav Trooper. Major General Mrs. Richardson, Brigadier General Carpenter, Command Sergeant Major Monday, thank you for being here today. Fellow commanders, friends, and family of the 1st Team, the Air Cav Brigade, and 1st Attack, thank you all for being here today. General Richardson, Command Sergeant Major Monday, thank you for the opportunity, the trust, the confidence, and the leadership. I started my and trust with our great soldiers from Task Force Attack to execute the assigned mission, providing medevacs, sustained and attack ISR, and support the Combined Joint Task Force Operation Inherent Resolve in Northern Iraq and Syria. It was a tough mission, forward and unafraid. You'll always know if you want it done well, you call on the first team. My wife, Kristen, my kids, Thomas, Nate, and Ariana, thank you for the love and the support. Kristen, thank you for taking the time to care for our families. Thank you for being the sounding board that I needed many times when things were tough. I love you. To the soldiers, officers, warrant officers, and non-commissioned officers of 1st Attack, thank you. The opportunity to serve alongside you for the past 24 months has been the greatest, most humbling experience of my professional career. You're tough, you're disciplined, you're faithful to your mission and your team. You represented that great 1st Cav badge in your left sleeve with distinction, whether you're here at Fort Hood, executing at the National Training Center deployed to combat. You never forgot who you were a part of, and who you represented. You made the mission look easy, and you executed with great pride. Thank you. To Command Sergeant Major Travis Eicher and Command Sergeant Major Joseph Baird, thank you for being the constant overwatching friendship. Thank you for the close professional relationship we had benefited the soldiers and troopers of First Attack. You helped me ensure all stuff was fair. You promoted growth within the organization and balanced hard, right decisions when necessary. Command Sergeant Major Baird, the battalion's in great hands with you remaining as the Command Sergeant Major. Your highly energetic level of care for our soldiers is absolutely inspiring. Aaron Ford, thank you for the personal friendship, the mentorship. I could always trust you as my senior warrant officer to tell me if I was wrong. I knew you would do it. If you disagreed or if you had concerns, you provided balance when I was being way too aggressive. Our field grades, Brian Hernandez, Chris Kramer, Wayne Griffin, thank you for all the hard work. Thank you for being willing to tell me you disagree, as I asked you to. Thank you for your candor and your commitment to the team. Our company commanders, Captains Haley Morgan, Wyatt McAfee, Mike Nelson, Mike Coker, Matt Baldwin, Tate Gear, Austin Brown, Seth Brock, and Major Matt Simpson. And First Sergeants Alejandro Ramirez, Dwayne Mitchell, Jamal Menace, Matt Reynolds, Carl Barr, Brandon Casey, Jeff Oaks, and Cindy Flores. Thank you all. I couldn't have asked for a better group of company commanders and First Sergeants to lead our great troopers in First Attack. We live in through tough, realistic training and ensure they're ready for the toughest challenges that lay ahead, while providing predictability and caring for them. This is highly refreshing to see a group of commanders who work well together and play harder together, whether it's on the frisbee field or playing ping pong. Austin Brown, Matt Baldwin got you in that last ping pong match. Look, I could continue all day. If I didn't call your name, please don't be offended. I understand there are just too many of you to thank. You've all been part of this great journey.
The commander of the 1st Attack Battalion, 227th Aviation Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Pearce.
Major General Mrs. Richardson, Brigadier General Carpenter, Command Sergeant Major Monday, distinguished guests, family, friends, and soldiers of the 1st Battalion, 227th Aviation Regiment. Thank you all so much for attending today's ceremony. I want to first thank Major General Richardson and Colonel Harper for the amazing opportunity to lead this outstanding organization. It truly is an honor to be wearing the 1st Cavalry Division patch once again and serving alongside the best our nation has to offer. I want to thank Jason and Kristen James for a first-class handover. April and I are very proud and humbled to follow you and build upon the reputation and legacy you built. We wish your family all the best as you move up to Fort Leavenworth and begin your next chapter. I want to sincerely thank the soldiers and families of First Attack for what you have done and will continue to do for this great nation. Words cannot describe how excited I am to be back within your ranks, and I look forward to getting to know you and your families as April and I rejoin the team. A big thanks to my family and friends who traveled to be here today or who are dialed in over Facebook Live. Thank you all for the constant support you give to April, the kids, and I. We would not be able to do this without you. To my parents, thank you for always being there and for instilling in me the values that have led to my success. To my family, April, Gavin, Teray, and Jacob, words cannot express how much you mean to me, and a simple thank you is not enough for the sacrifices you endure in allowing me to do what I love. I love you guys more than you'll ever know. God will bless this battalion and our Army. First Team, Attack 6 signing on the net.
Attention!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the posting of the colors.
Post colors.
The Night Riders Company, commanded by Captain Robert McCaffrey and the First Sergeant and Sergeant First Class, Dwayne Mitchell. The Avengers Company, commanded by Captain Michael Nelson and the First Sergeant and Sergeant First Class, Jamal Manis. The Reapers Company, commanded by Captain Matthew Baldwin and the First Sergeant and First Sergeant Matthew Reynolds. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national colors led by Command Sergeant Major Joseph Ayers and the 1st 227th Attack Battalion and carried by the 1st Attack Color Guard. The Vampires Company, commanded by Captain Austin Brown and the First Sergeant and First Sergeant Carl Rivara. Crushers Company, commanded by Captain Seth Brock and the First Sergeant is First Sergeant Brandon Casey. The Dark Horse Company, commanded by Captain Samuel Tribes and the First Sergeant is First Sergeant Jeffrey Phillips. And the Godfather Company, commanded by Major Matthew Simpson and the First Sergeant is First Sergeant Sidney Flores. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to the playing of the Spirit of the Cab and the singing of the Army Song. Words to the Spirit of the Cab and the Army Song are located in your program.